You have been doing the exact same things for years. You eat healthy salads, you walk every evening, you religiously attend your spin classes, and you diligently count your calories. But as you enter your late 40s or early 50s, it stops working entirely. Your arms feel softer, your midsection is expanding with a stubborn layer of weight you have never seen before, and you feel profoundly, deeply exhausted. You go to your doctor, desperate for answers. And they give you the standard, dismissive advice: it's just menopause. Your metabolism is slowing down. You just need to eat a little less, and do some more cardio. This is the absolute worst advice you could possibly receive. Today, we are having a crucial, deeply empowering conversation about female physiology. We are going to expose the biological reality of the menopause muscle cliff. We are going to uncover why the sudden drop in estrogen is destroying your metabolic engine, why steady-state cardio is making you softer, and exactly how you can use heavy resistance training to manually override your hormones and build an unbreakable body. Please take a second to like the video and leave a comment. Your engagement is a huge help to the channel. To understand why your body is changing so rapidly, we have to correct a massive misconception about female endocrinology. We have to talk about what estrogen actually does. For decades, the medical community viewed estrogen entirely as a reproductive hormone. We thought its only job was to regulate the menstrual cycle and support pregnancy. But modern sports science and endocrinology have revealed a breathtaking truth: estrogen is a powerful muscle-building hormone for women. Anabolic means to build up. In the female body, estrogen acts very similarly to how T acts in the male body. It is the master chemical messenger that tells your muscle stem cells to divide, repair, and grow stronger after workout. Furthermore, estrogen acts as a profound antioxidant inside the muscle tissue, protecting your fibers from stress and age-related breakdown. It is your body's natural, biological armor. But what happens when that armor is suddenly, permanently stripped away? Enter the menopause muscle cliff. During perimenopause and menopause, your ovaries begin to power down, and your circulating estrogen levels plummet. When this vital hormonal signal goes quiet, the construction crew inside your muscles is essentially laid off. The catastrophic result of this hormonal shift is a hyper-accelerated form of sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is the medical term for age-related muscle loss. While everyone loses a little bit of muscle as they age, clinical data shows that during the menopausal transition, women can experience up to a 30% acceleration in the loss of their lean muscle mass. Let that sink in, up to 30%. You are not imagining the sudden softness in your triceps or your thighs. Your muscle is literally vanishing because the hormone that preserved it is gone. And as that muscle vanishes, it triggers a devastating metabolic domino effect, starting with massive, sudden insulin resistance. Your skeletal muscle is the largest consumer of glucose, or sugar, in your entire body. Muscle acts like a massive sponge that soaks up the carbohydrates you eat. But estrogen is the key that keeps that sponge porous and sensitive. When estrogen drops, the insulin receptors on your remaining muscle cells become stiff and unresponsive. You suddenly develop muscle-specific insulin resistance. When you eat a piece of fruit, insulin tries to deliver that energy to your muscles, but the doors are locked. Because the sugar cannot enter the muscle tissue to be burned as energy, your body panics. It redirects that sugar and stores it as highly inflammatory visceral fat deep inside your abdominal cavity. This is exactly why belly fat seems to appear completely out of nowhere during menopause. It is not because you are suddenly eating too much, and it is not a moral failing. It is because your muscles have chemically stopped accepting the fuel. So, what is the standard reaction to this sudden, frustrating weight gain? Millions of women panic and fall straight into the cardio trap. They drastically cut their calories to a miserable 1,200 a day, and they start running, cycling, or spending endless hours on the elliptical machine to burn the fat off. Biologically, this is the equivalent of throwing gasoline on a blazing fire. When you are in a low estrogen state, your body is already highly catabolic, meaning it is highly prone to breaking down tissue. When you add hours of repetitive, steady-state cardio and starve yourself of calories, you send a massive, systemic stress signal directly to your brain. Your body floods with cortisol. It believes you are in the middle of a brutal, life-threatening famine. To survive this famine, your body makes a ruthless evolutionary choice. It aggressively cannibalizes your remaining, metabolically expensive muscle tissue to use for energy, while stubbornly hoarding your body fat to keep you alive. By eating less and moving more, you are actively dissolving your remaining muscle and permanently crashing your basal metabolic rate. You are making the cliff steeper and the fall much faster. So, how do we stop the freefall? How do we build and maintain muscle when the estrogen is gone? We have to use the ultimate biological loophole. We have to provide a mechanical replacement for the lost hormonal signal. This is where heavy resistance training becomes non-negotiable. When you pick up a heavy dumbbell, perform a loaded goblet squat, or push your body against challenging resistance, you subject your muscle fibers to deep, profound mechanical tension. This physical, mechanical stress completely bypasses the need for estrogen. It directly activates a biological pathway called mTOR, the master switch for muscle protein synthesis. By lifting heavy weights, you're forcing your body to synthesize new muscle tissue through sheer mechanical force. You are loudly communicating to your central nervous system, I do not care that the estrogen is gone. I still need this physical armor to survive my environment. Lifting heavy weights is not a masculine activity. It is a fundamental biological requirement for the aging female body. It is the only way to manually override your shifting hormones, pry the insulin receptors back open, and turn your body back into a fat-burning furnace. But mechanical tension is only half the battle. You have to give the construction crew the bricks they need to build. And this requires a radical shift in your nutrition. During menopause, your body develops something called anabolic resistance. Because the estrogen is no longer there to naturally assist the process, your body becomes incredibly inefficient at extracting and utilizing protein from your diet. To break through this anabolic resistance, you must drastically increase your dietary protein intake. The outdated government recommendations of 40 or 50 grams of protein a day are woefully inadequate for a menopausal woman trying to preserve her tissue. You need a high, concentrated threshold of essential amino acids, specifically leucine, to forcefully trigger muscle repair. Aiming for 100 to 120 grams of high-quality protein per day is critical to offsetting this hormonal breakdown. It acts as a nutritional force field. It provides the building blocks for the muscle, it radically stabilizes your blood sugar to prevent those massive crashes, and it keeps you profoundly satiated so you naturally stop craving ultra-processed junk food. Finally, we must talk about the hidden structural foundation beneath the muscle. We have to talk about your bones, and why lifting weights is a matter of absolute survival. The drop in estrogen doesn't just eat your muscle, it aggressively dissolves your bone density. This leads to osteoporosis, a silent disease that turns healthy bones into brittle, fragile honeycomb structures. Statistically, 1 in 2 women over the age of 50 will experience an osteoporosis-related fracture, which can be profoundly debilitating and permanently steal your physical independence. But here is the beautiful, interconnected magic of human biomechanics: your muscle and your bone are intimately linked. According to a physiological principle called Wolff's Law, bone will adapt to the loads under which it is placed. When you lift heavy weights, your contracting muscles physically pull and tug on the tendons attached to your bones. This powerful mechanical pulling creates microscopic stress on the skeleton. The bone tissue responds to this stress by laying down new minerals, absorbing calcium, and becoming structurally denser. By intentionally building your muscle mass, you are directly reinforcing your skeleton. You are building powerful shock absorbers that protect your hips and your spine from crumbling. Here is the doctor's verdict: step off the treadmill. Let's be incredibly clear about something. Menopause is not a disease, it is not a curse, and it is certainly not the end of your vitality. It is simply a biological transition that requires a brand new set of operating instructions. By stepping off the endless treadmill, refusing to starve yourself, and embracing the profound, healing power of heavy resistance training and high-protein nutrition, you can build a body that is virtually unbreakable. You hold the power to dictate how you age. You do not have to fall off the menopause muscle cliff. You can build a bridge of iron and protein right over it, and walk into the next decades of your life with absolute strength, grace, and unapologetic power. I want to hear from you in the comments below. What is one heavy movement or high-protein meal you are going to add to your routine this week to protect your armor? Let's build our strength together. Until next time, stay curious, stay resilient, and take care of your independence. Watch this video suggestion, it was especially picked for you. Please share, comment, like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Thank you, it helps a ton with the algorithm. Remain tuned for future videos and keep growing.